Dr. Mayor, we would appreciate your finding an opportunity during the CFSAC meeting to answer these questions so all can hear. Pandora welcomes a meeting with you at any time and would like to continue our communication on these important issues. To the CDC, our next request is for Dr. Ermias Billet as the ex officio for the whole CDC as it relates to CFS. As you know, the Coalition for ME-CFS submitted a proposal to the National Center for Health Statistics Department of the CDC. Please note that this proposal was solely based on recommendations made by this committee as far back as 2004. Coalition's proposal was to reclassify CFS in the ICD-10-CM and ICD-9-CM. We were pleased that the NCHS accepted the proposal for reviewing because the reclassification of CFS in the ICD-10-CM to the neurological chapter where myalgic encephalomyelitis is also located is a positive move. However, the NCHS presented their own option that contradicts what this committee of experts recommends. The NCHS procedure, as stated on their website, was for the decision on this proposal to be made before January 1st, 2012. Yet to date, no decision has been announced. We know the implementation of the ICD-10-CM has been delayed, but that has no bearing on the continued revisions of the ICD-10-CM, as they are still holding committee meetings and accepting proposals. Since last November, we have emailed them and left phone messages with no response. Just 10 days ago, Pandora sent a formal letter to the NCHS director. Do you know why the NCHS has not followed its own rules and announced a decision? If you do not, will you help us find out? We cannot let this issue be placed in limbo. And Dr. Unger, who isn't here, in 2011, we sent you a letter welcoming you to your new position and listed some actions we would like to see from the CDC. We're pleased to see that you have taken action on 5 of those points. However, there are 6 points that are still remaining, and we ask that you look at them. They're in the written testimony. Page 3. We are very concerned that the CDC website still treats CFS differently than other illnesses. On the page titled Improving Health and Quality of Life, the first topic is CBT. It says CBT has been successful in helping patients with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cancer, but CBT is not mentioned or recommended on the CDC website in information for those diseases. The recommendation to someone for diabetes, if needed, is for counseling to help the person cope with receiving that diagnosis. So we want
1 minute.
Okay. As is true with any diagnosis, if an ME-CFS patient has comorbid depression and or anxiety, then CBT or other appropriate treatments should be recommended. However, the information listed under CBT in the CFS section of the CDC website is actually the type of guidance a person should receive from their physician or nurse. That is how to pace their activity and avoid exacerbating the illness. This is just like the lifestyle changes physicians give to someone with diabetes about exercise and diet. A diabetic does not get this information from CBT. It comes from a nurse or a physician. We have a mislabeling problem and a double standard. This should be corrected. We also note that the new CME video is now on Medscape, sponsored by the CDC. We feel the CME is an important improvement from what we've seen from the CDC in the past. However, we have great concerns over some of the content, especially at the end when the discussion turns to illness behavior or behaving like she should be ill or start trying to live up to the diagnosis. This false impression could be given in some of the statements that these patients display illness behavior because they want to remain on disability. What an awful and misleading message to give to physicians. How will they then treat a patient who does not...
I think you're out of time now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And we did sign the letter, Mary Dimmick's letter.
And we have your public testimony, or Mr. Delinsky's will be on the public record.
Great, thank you.